How you doing, guys? SmartEntity here. Today we're going to talk about a very controversial topic, and that is what is safe to sell to the DE market for credits. Now I'm gonna start off with that really stupid disclaimer that every idiot says, and that is this is my opinion, yada yada yada. Okay, let's get right into it. So, what is safe to sell? We're gonna look at each category in turn. We're gonna start off with Warframe. Now, to date, there have been no recorded incident or history or change where a particular Warframe is needed for the manufacture of another product in the foundry. So what that pretty much means is once you do have a prime version of a Warframe, it's definitely safe today to sell a non-primed version of that Warframe. So if we look at Ash and Ash Prime have directly better stats. In addition, because it's a prime, it can take energy from those disc cubes in the void. So in that sense, Ash is a Warframe that we can sell. Now for 10,000 credits, to most people that's nothing, right? You might as well keep it because you spend all the time ranking it to 30. But to me, well, I want to sell it because I don't want to spend another 20 platinum on another slot. And that's pretty much what I've been doing thus far. So recently I haven't been too religiously doing this just because I haven't been playing Warframe as much. But Ash is safe to sell, Siren safe to sell. Now Trinity Prime has been out before Siren Prime, but because Trinity Prime system for some reason has been selling for quite a high price in trade chat, I've been selling the system myself, so I haven't got the Prime yet, but once I do get the Trinity Prime, I definitely will sell Trinity, despite having put multiple Forma and a Orokin reactor on there. So for now, I'm going to get rid of the Siren and Ash Warframes. Now, as far as weapons go, previously I was selling the non-Prime version of a weapon or a non-upgraded version, but these days, time and time again, we're seeing weapons being part of the resource needed to create another weapon. So for now, I am not going to sell any weapons. Sentinels, so again, pretty much same story as Warframes. I would say it's safe to sell a non-upgraded version of a Sentinel. So in that sense, because for example, Prisma Shade is out, you can sell Shade. Because the Prisma Burst Laser is out, it's pretty much safe to sell the Burst Laser. But because back in the days I purchased a crap ton of slots, I'm not really going to bother with that just in case something happens, because Sentinel is something that's quite rare. So, but if I get another, for example, Prime Sentinel, I'll pretty well get rid of the Shade and the Burst Laser before I purchase any more slots. Now, as far as these kind of cosmetic types go, obviously if you got a duplicate of a particular cosmetic that's not arcane, you can sell it. I mean, I remember back in the day when the arcanes weren't arcanes, I've been selling these blueprints like crazy, but now the arcanes are worth a crap ton, which is a shame because back in the days, you know, they were worth nothing. But other than that, if you do have a, obviously, you know, made cosmetic, you can sell the non-made part. No problem there. The thing with these cosmetics is because they don't really cost upkeep, it doesn't actually matter either way. Now with the arcanes, I definitely recommend keeping them because they're worth platinum. Lenses you can't sell to date. As far as extractors go, well, they're pretty self-explanatory. Now this stuff, now this is probably another one that requires a bit of cleaning up here and there. So the antitoxin blueprints were obviously from an event a long time ago. You can still purchase them right now. You can use them to make those instant heal modules. So we're not going to be too worried about those. Again, you don't actually need to spend plat to keep these, so it doesn't actually matter either way. But having said that, from time to time, you may want to sell a few, especially Spectres, which I never bother with for some credits. But again, the credit is pretty minimal. And unless you got a crap ton amount, it just doesn't actually matter. Keys, we're not going to actually worry about. Resources, you can't sell those. Miscellaneous, now this is probably the most hottest section other than Warframe and weapons. So with these kind of weapons, a lot of these weapons are actually exclusive. A lot of these blueprints are somewhat exclusive. Now there's two line of thought on these kind of products. One line of thought is for some of these really difficult to get ones like Despair, or the Boar blueprint, which I do believe is not available anymore. Some people like to keep them just in case they come back into trade. Well, these have been around for literally years, and trade has been around for years, and if they haven't gone on trade now, I'm not gonna count my bubbles anytime soon. So we're gonna get rid of them because they actually are worth quite a bit of credits. Now, if you look at the amount of credits I have, actually I'll show you guys how much credits I have at the end, well, how much I've collected, but with only 16,000 credits, that's nothing. Especially with the amount of trading I do, that is nothing. So I'm gonna have to sell all these products just to get that credit for trading. Now the ether daggers I do believe are no longer available. This is actually part of the, I believe, a tactical alert reward, but since I have it already, I'm not gonna bother too much with it, but it's something I guess I'll keep for sentimental value just because it was part of the event. Now, Forma is another really interesting one. Back in the days, I have quite literally sold over 100 Forma blueprints. But for some reason, Forma blueprints recently have decreased in drop chance, and I have not been able to craft a Forma every day, so I'm gonna keep that for now. So Gorgon is another one that is no longer available, but is really not worth much of anything. Ivra, yep. I've got a crap ton of Ivra blueprint because I couldn't get the helmet. Now, careful, because Karak and the Karak Wraith, you can actually trade. And some of these other items, part of the event that's sort of single time, I'm going to keep for now. But yeah, some of Machete, Mesa, all this stuff. Yeah, I know, I created another Neta helmet by accident. One of the greatest credit gainers is definitely the Oberon range, because you meet a crap ton of Eximus and they just keep on dropping Oberon left and right, which is very nice. And especially some of these, like Arcwing kind of parts, you run a lot of Arcwings, and then people are always in high demand of Arcwing parts. Once upon a time they were tradable, and then they got out of trade, so I'm gonna sell them now. Now another quite a popular one that I sell very often are Valkyr parts, because you run LV for neurosensors. LV is literally the single best location to get neurosensors, and especially when you got the double booster weekend, it's definitely LV time. I've actually sold a crap ton a few minutes ago just because I needed it for trading. But Valkyr is definitely another one to trade, to sell. Now prime parts, yeah, once upon a time I was selling prime parts like there was no tomorrow, because what else are you gonna do with them, right? But now they're good for Ducats, now they're good for trading. You definitely do not want to sell any prime parts. And as far as Arcwing goes, now Arcwing is something that I was actually really surprised by, in that you do not need to buy slots for Arcwings, right? So in that sense, you don't really need to sell anything, even if there. Well, you can't actually sell anything physically, but even if you could, you don't really need to, because there's no upkeep cost. And even when you got dark beta versions, such as the regular or the Imperator Vandal, so the regular Imperator or the Imperator Vandal, or the Prisma Vertex versus the normal Vertex, you don't actually need to sell it because there's no upkeep cost and you can't sell it. So long story short, Warframes, if you got a prime version, sell the regular. Some people say they like the look of the regular. Don't listen to them. The regulars are either directly equal to or directly worse than the prime. Get rid of them. And as far as these parts that you can farm on a regular basis, get rid of them as well, because they're just waste of space. Yeah, so there we go. 338,000 credits, just like that. Not bad. Now, just a quick look to show you guys how important credit is, because every once in a while you get someone who haven't been around with the game for that long. They'll say, oh, credit is useless, you always have more than enough credits. Well, I disagree, because during my time of playing this game, I have farmed over 179.5 million credits. And how much am I left with right now? 500,000. Yeah, so anyone that tells you credit is just useless, well, think again. Alright guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.